Today we're out of the rain for the first time for 3 days, and we're at Spithope Bothy in Kielder Forest, and we are 7/8 through building a new Bothy toilet. I'm Richard. I've been a member of the NBA for a long time. I became an MO probably early 2000s, a bit later. I have a grand title of Sanitation Officer, which is a much grander title than they ever had at work. My job is really to advise the MBA on improving sanitation at Bothies, and that's mainly building toilets at Bothies that need them. The present toilets we're building, and the criteria of them are fairly simple. They need to be very rugged. They need to be something we can build. They need to be such that you really can't block them. And the most important thing is that they require minimal work from the MOs to maintain them, because they're MOs, not janitors. So the majority that we're building are modern long drops, which basically have a hole in the ground and a shelter, but they're very well ventilated, and we divert the urine, which both aids decomposition of solids but also reduces the smells. And the more recent one we've built, we've been dividing the pit into 2 compartments, and so we have 2 seats in the toilet. We use one at a time. We fill one compartment, and when that's full, we move to the other seat, and then when that one's full, we hope that the solids should have decreased in volume by about 50%, and we can use that again. So we're looking at getting 12 to 15 years out of each toilet, and the shelters will probably last longer, but depends on the conditions. And the MBA has 8 septic tanks, a couple of which we've built, but many we've inherited when we've taken over those Bothy, for example, Craig Bothy and K. Amos in Wales. And then the other one we have, which is a trial one at Over Forehope, is a modern composting toilet called a trench arch system, which was actually developed by the churches. Churches have interesting, rural churches have a similar problem to the MBA in that they are isolated, not near main services. And so the Diocese of Gloucester in 2000, in collaboration with one of the companies that now sells commercial composting toilets, came up with a system, and they wrote a very good paper, which is sort of the Bible for this. And it's a different system. It's a flushing toilet, so it does require a water source, a constant water source, but potentially it will last forever.
Do you remember your first toilet building project for the MBA? I
do. I built it at Horton Green, and it was a very tough learning curve, really. I've read a few books, and I had some timber, and somebody across the road gave me some panels, and we put the shelter together and dug a hole, and it's still there, and it works really well. There's 2 challenges. Firstly, it's persuading people that Bothies at toilets are a useful thing, and I'm the first to say that not every Bothy needs a toilet. I think it's always been considered in the sort of rather too difficult box, and it isn't. It's a hole in the ground and a shelter. Bothies need a toilet when there are problems, and to be blunt, what I mean by problems, I mean when there's poo and paper lying around the vicinity of Bothies. Sometimes it's difficult to find somewhere to dig, either because it's too rocky or it's too damp. And then the third problem is the ruddy planners.
What can someone expect if they come and join you for a toilet building work party?
Well, they'll find a bunch of very interesting people. A mix. We try and get a new person all the time, but a lot of people now have built 2 or 3 toilets. They need no particular skills, and what it is, it's hard physical labour, and they get well fed, and they need to bring a sense of humour and a dollop of tolerance. If you attend 4 toilet building parties, you get a pair of waterproof trousers with your initial emblazoned on them. Presently an orange. Yeah, and so far only there's been one award, but there's another award that might be awarded later this year. We are aware that as we build more toilets, and they're going to last 12 to 15 years, we're going to have a maintenance sort of group who are going to rebuild them in 15 years' time. And so I'd like to see us steadily building two or three toilets a year at the Bothies that require them. And then probably in about 3 or 4 years' time, we're going to have to start replacing the ones that we first built in sort of 8, 9, 10 years ago. When I was courting, I took my wife to Bothy, and I wasn't really very good at navigation. I'm still not very good at navigation. And we went a compass bearing for 5 miles across a bog to a Bothy by a lake, and it was lovely. And she's still around 48 years later. So Bothies have been good for me.